Hey everybody, I hope you're having a good day so far. Welcome back to my vlog. A little chilly in here today. I'm trying to cut back on heating costs, so I just kind of bundled up a little bit. But today I want to talk about pretending to be okay, and that's something that I know a lot of people with mental illness do. Is they pretend to be okay and make everything on the outside look like they're feeling good, but on the inside they're really not. And I think that stems from people being afraid of being judged and just the stigma that comes along with mental illness. I know that I've encountered some people when they found out about me having a mental illness is referring to me as a psycho, um, just because I have schizoaffective bipolar disorder, and they're obviously um, just ignorant people who make ignorant comments, and that's one thing that makes me not want to talk about it. um, so there's that, and pretending to be okay too is because the reason why I try to do it is just because I don't want to unload my problems onto somebody else, and it's I don't talk to any of my friends about my mental health issues for the most part. I only talk to my counselor and my psychiatrist about my mental health issues, and that's because that's like the only safe place I feel like I can talk about it. And it's otherwise I try to put on a happy face or just try to let it go, um, which is difficult just to keep that stuff inside because eventually it's going to come out in some way, shape, or form, and it's hard to do. Just because you need somebody to talk to. I think that everybody at some point in time needs someone to talk to, and I don't always have that. I don't like I said, I don't go to my friends with my problems. I just stick with my counselor, which makes me think that you know people who aren't getting treated for mental illness for fear of being judged or whatever, being made fun of or being called names or whatever. I think that it's important to know that you got to consider the source, the people who are making things difficult for you. You gotta just ignore them the best you can, and try to get on with your life and not let them bother you. Like I said, consider the source. Like if somebody's making fun of you or poking fun at you or whatever the case may be, just consider the source. That's what I do. Um, and usually the source is someone who seems pretty ignorant to a lot of things. Um, like I said, I've been called names and been told to go do this and that. When I was in high school, I had somebody tell me to go kill myself. Um, so I've dealt with being judged and made fun of for my mental illness. So it's hard to feel like you can talk about it openly when you got stuff like that happening. And I really think that hinders a lot of people from getting the help that they need, and that's wrong. There's so many people out there that need help, and they won't get it for this, that, or the other reason. And I just feel that's wrong. I feel like people shouldn't be afraid to go get help. I feel like people shouldn't have to pretend like they're okay. They should be able to express themselves freely, and just get the help that they need. You know, um, it's tough living with a mental illness, just especially because the stigma that's around it. And just that in itself makes you want to pretend that you're okay and that you don't have a mental illness or whatever. Or if you're feeling depressed, you pretend like you're not. A lot of people do it. Um, so I don't know. I just thought I'd talk a little bit about that, just because I know that my own personal experiences. There's been times where I've been in situations and I had to you know pretend like I was okay when inside I'm really not, and it's difficult to do. Um, it's just something that needs to be, how can I say it? Something that needs to be, um, something that needs to be known to people who aren't getting help for fear of judgment or being made fun of, that they need to know that it's okay to go get help, and they need to ignore all the negativity around them. And you need to ignore the people who try to put you down, and who make fun of you for having a mental illness. And you need to get yourself some help. If something's not right, you should do something about it. um, but like I said, I've dealt with, throughout the years since I was a teenager, I've dealt with people insulting me because of my mental illness. It's just, those are the times where you gotta pretend like it doesn't bother you, even though it does. And you just gotta muscle through it. So you can't control what other people say or do. The only thing you can do is do what's right for yourself. And that means going to counseling, getting on medication, practicing, like grounding techniques if you need to. There's all kinds of treatments out there, especially practicing mindfulness. That's one thing I have difficulty with, is being mindful. I try to be mindful, but it's very difficult for me to focus. So that's just something I need to work on more. But yeah, pretending to be okay is a major issue in the with people with mental illnesses. It shouldn't have to be that way. People should be able to feel like they can talk freely about their mental illness, and at least have maybe a friend or two to talk to about it, aside from your going to counseling and your psychiatrist. You need to have a good support system, and you can't have a good support system if you don't tell people what's wrong, and so they can help you through tough times. I know that I've had friends going through some tough times, and I tried to be there for them, even though I was dealing with my own stuff. But I just feel that it's important for everybody to have somebody to talk to. You have that one go-to person that you can talk to about things, and and you shouldn't have to pretend you're okay. You should be able to, like I said, express yourself freely, and be able to talk openly about what's bothering you at the moment. And because you can't keep it all inside. If you keep it all inside, you're gonna bottle it up. How that saying goes. You're just gonna bottle everything up, and it's just gonna manifest itself in some negative way if you don't talk about it and get these things out. So people need to not be afraid to talk about their mental illness, and they shouldn't have to pretend that they're okay when they're not, just because of fear of judgment and stigmatism. So I think that's it for now. I just wanted to talk quickly about that. I saw something on Twitter about that, pretending to be okay, and that's something that I can relate to, so I figured I would do a vlog about that. So I think that's it for me for now. I may make another vlog later, depends on how close it is to work. Right now it's only noon, so I might try and make another one later, just to make up for the fact that I didn't do one yesterday. I was a little busy yesterday, didn't have time to get around to making one. But this one I think is very important. People, saying that they're okay when they're really not. That really upsets me. Just because I feel like I said, I feel like people should be able to express themselves freely. So that's it for me for now. I'll see you in the next one.